Hello and welcome to our yoga class. My name is Vanessa and I'm here to support you for the rest of your practice. So thank you for opening up this video. We're going to begin by laying on our backs, knowing that as we transition to lay on our backs on the mat, is our opportunity to start arriving to this moment more intentionally. We're cultivating that practice, cultivating that ability to notice what's arising for us physically, mentally, and emotionally. So as you're laying down on the mat, you're gathering your breath. And I emphasize that word, gathering your breath, to emphasize that this is a process where you're shifting your attention to your breath. You're noticing where your breath is at, no judgment. You can have some shallow breathing or long breath. Notice where your breath is at. Simultaneously broaden your awareness to the points where your body meets the mat. From the back of the head all the way down to your heels, resting on the mat. And then start to invite some more intentional breathing by lengthening your inhale and then exhaling, perhaps even sighing out here. Noticing that as we exhale, sigh out, we release that physical tension, mental and emotional tension. Inhale, ribcage expands, belly expands. Exhale, notice it release as you exhale. Continue broadening your awareness to your body, perhaps noticing the points where your body meets the mat, from the back of your head down to your heels. You're softening and relaxing the body, taking intentional breaths, welcoming your breath, therefore welcoming your experience. We're cultivating that inner sense of stillness and spaciousness. Sometimes it's more challenging to get there. Sometimes it's a little more accessible. So we're noticing where we're at right now. Lengthen your inhale and exhale just a little longer than you're accustomed to. About 3 more intentional breaths here. Inhaling, exhaling. At any point, inhaling here, exhaling, sighing out. And then we'll start to invite a full body stretch, lifting our arms up overhead, interlacing our fingers. You can point your toes, rotate your ankles, lift your abdomen up towards the ceiling, release any compression around the lower back and mid back. Soften, open up around the neck and shoulders, lengthen your arms, extending your elbows. You can even very purposely interlace those fingers, spread those palms wide. Take another breath or two here. And then we'll start to bend our left knee, lengthen our leg up towards the ceiling, interlace your fingers right behind that left thigh. We're focusing on opening the hamstring here. Take a moment to rotate that left ankle clockwise, counterclockwise, spread your toes. You're noticing the balls of the feet, the heels. We tend to not place a tension here, yet we should. As we move throughout the day, we're supported by our feet here. And then after a few moments here, lengthen your leg as much as you can. You can still have a little bend to that left knee. Breathe into your hamstring. You can bring your leg closer towards you. If you want some extra stability and support, you can flex your right foot towards the front. And also activate that gentle stretch around that right foot. But most of your attention is right here in the left hamstring. Now you can hang in here or drop your leg towards the left and right, either keeping a sway or just holding one position. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe into that stretch, noticing where your boundary is. Belly expands on your inhale. And then release. Bend your left knee. Grab your knee with your hands. Round your spine. Forehead towards your knee, chin towards chest. Hold. And now drop your head back. Opposite side, we're bending our right knee, lengthening our leg. Once again, focusing here, those rotations around the ankle, paying attention to your toes, balls of your feet, your heels. Deep belly breath. And focus on your hamstring by lengthening your leg as much as you can here. Hold. Now drop your leg towards the left and the right. Either keeping that sway, you can extend that stretch into the hips and glutes, lower back. Keeping that sway, you can hold the position. Soften neck and shoulders. And then use your breath to assist you as you're deepening into this flexibility. Inhale. Exhale. And after a breath here, or two, start to bend that right knee. Grab your knee with your hands, round your spine, forehead towards your knee, chin towards chest. And then drop your head back. Bend both knees, both feet float off the floor. Round your spine, forehead towards your knee, chin towards chest. Drop your head back. 2 more times. Round your spine. And then after that third round, release. And now lengthen both legs out. Palms onto the mat. Lift up. You're lengthening both legs and folding over. Belly towards your thighs. Hands to shins or toes. Hold. Remain here a couple of cycles of breath. Breathe into your anywhere from your ankles and calves to your hamstrings. Inhale. Exhale. Feel free to hear your inhale and your exhale. Take a breath and release. Transition into your cross-legged seated position. Let's do a little bit of our torso, upper body before we move into a more active portion of class. We're going to lift our arms up overhead, palms up towards the ceiling, extend throughout the elbows, spread your palms wide. Stretch towards the left side of the room, hold. You're breathing into your right side body, neck and chin are neutral and soft. And then back, opposite side, inhale. Breathe into your left side body. Back to center, round your spine, chin towards chest, palms towards the front. Hands on knees, lengthen your spine, shoulders up towards your ears, draw them down. A couple of times, shoulders up. I'm very purposely bringing my shoulder blades closer together as I draw them down. And after you've done a couple of rounds here, release. We'll take our left hand towards our right knee and then twist towards the right, chin towards that right shoulder. Use that grip to intensify the twist. And release, opposite side. Inhale. Exhale. Release, come back to center. Inhale, arms lift. Palms up towards the ceiling, round your spine, chin towards chest, palms towards the front. And then start to lean forward. We're shifting into a forward fold. Our feet are hips width distance apart. You're checking in with your neck and head. You're soft as your belly rests towards your thighs. Press that left hand onto the floor. You do have the option of resting your forearm onto your thigh. You're twisting, lifting your right arm up towards the ceiling. You can lengthen that right leg for a more intense stretch in the hamstrings, hips. There's a generous bend to that left knee to support you. Once again, left hand can be on the mat, or you can rest your forearm onto your thigh. Comfortable breath, don't forget to breathe. And then release, opposite side. You're gonna lift now your left arm up towards the ceiling. Generous bend to the right knee. Inhale, then exhale, release, soften neck and head. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release, second round. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release, third round. Inhale, halfway up. And then after that third round, fold, let's sweep our arms up overhead, grounding through our feet, our palms. Let's take our hands in front of our heart center. Let's inhale here, exhale. Eyes opened or closed. We invite a generous breath, welcoming this moment, noticing that cultivating that inner spaciousness and stillness is some of the more difficult aspects of a yoga practice. Inhale. Noticing that by welcoming your breath, you're welcoming your experience. Release your hands, inhale, arms lift. Palms up towards the ceiling. You lift your heels halfway or all the way up, hold. Keep your gaze steady. A steady gaze, a steady breath, shoulders relax, glutes, quads, core active. Notice what's easy, notice what's difficult. Observe. Release your hands, release your heels. Pedal your feet back and forth here. We're going to prepare for our warrior two. So your hips will naturally open up here. You're going to take your left foot forward, right leg steps back. 90-degree bend to that knee. Your hips are open. You're going to stack your left forearm over that left thigh. Keep your gaze steady. Find a point right across your fingertips, your left fingertips. Engage your glutes. Your legs are these scissors attempting to close, but they can't. So notice that tension. Spine is long, chin is neutral. This is a grounding pose of strength. We're going to activate our imagination, imagining we're inhaling through the pores of our skin, exhaling through the pores of our skin. Now release that right hand right behind your thigh. Lift your left arm up. Breathe into your right side body and then back to center. Warrior two. Inhaling, breathing in through the pores of your skin. Exhaling through the pores of your skin. Now take that right arm over. Imagine you're holding a ball between your hands. Core workout. Keep a bend to that left knee. Hold. Drop that left forearm onto your thigh. Lift your right arm up towards the ceiling, either remaining here or lengthening that left knee, dropping your hand down towards your ankle or the floor. I'm very purposely lifting and reaching my right arm up towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, start to spin down. Breathe into that left hip, left hamstring. Hold. You're softening your neck, your head. Now take your hands forward, making sure your shoulders are above your hands. We're going to come into standing splits, lifting our right leg as high as we can here. And our right foot meets that left foot. We're going to inhale up 3 rounds. Exhale, release, inhale back. Exhale, release, 3rd round, inhale halfway up. Exhale, release, let's sweep our arms up overhead. Hands in front of your heart center, let's inhale here. Exhale. Preparing for our 2-legged balance. Let's lift our palms up overhead. Lift our heels halfway or all the way up and hold. Steady gaze. And then exhale, release, release your hands. Now we'll shift into warrior 2, opposite side. This time our right foot shifts forward, left leg steps back. There's a natural opening here in your hips. You keep a 90-degree bend to that right knee. Take your gaze over that right hand. You're engaging your glutes, your quads. Activating that imagination. Inhale through the pores of your skin. Exhale through the pores of your skin. A full body integration. Hold. It's a pose with strength and determination. Generous breath. And now release that left hand behind your thigh. Lift your right arm up. Keep that bend to that knee, right knee. Breathe into your side body. You're also strengthening and opening throughout the lower back, mid back, and upper back. Keep your glutes engaged. Come back to center, warrior 2, spine lengthens. And now release that forearm. Oh, actually, let's bring that left arm up over. You want to mirror the opposite side. We're going to hold that imaginary ball between our hands. Release that right forearm onto your thigh. Lift your left arm up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, the remaining here, lengthening that right knee, dropping that hand to shin or floor. Shin, ankle, or floor. Extend that left arm up towards the ceiling. And then start to spin down, breathing into that right hip, right hamstring, softening neck and head. And have a little bend to that right knee. Hold. Now inch both hands forward, shoulders stack above hands. Lift your left leg as high as you can. Soften neck and head. Release that left foot. Inhale, 3 rounds, halfway up. Exhale, release. 2nd round. Third round, inhale halfway up. Exhale, release and sweep our arms up overhead. Hands in front of your heart center, inhale and exhale, or hands framing your hips, another expression of our mountain pose. Eyes opened or closed, we welcome our breath, inhaling and exhaling for the day we've had. Inhaling and exhaling for this moment. And then inhaling and exhaling for the rest of our day. So these three breaths function to support our sense of appreciation, gratitude, what we've experienced thus far, appreciating this moment and future moments. You can start to release your mountain pose. You can pedal your feet onto the floor. Notice that transition from mountain pose, strong and stable, to shifting out of that pose. Shift now into your chair pose, grounding here, lifting your tailbone, opening your chest, arms radiating forward. Glutes and quads are active here. Make sure you're lifting that tailbone. It's going to release any strain in the lower back. Toes towards the front. Deep belly breath. Pull down, forward fold. One round, inhale halfway up. Exhale, release, step back, plank pose. We'll release down towards the floor and then inhale up, upward facing dog. And then exhale, down dog. You can pedal your feet back and forth in this downward facing dog. And then release your knees down to the mat. Take your hands right beneath your shoulders. Press your left palm onto the mat. Lift your right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release opposite side. Lift your left arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release. Inhale up, cow pose. Exhale, round your spine, cat pose. A couple of times at your own pace. Either syncing up your breath or holding the pose. Press through your palms, open your chest, tuck your tailbone in. Be with each phase of the pose. After a couple of rounds, release. You'll come to sit in a cross-legged position. I'm going to shift into some neck rolls, so hands rest onto your knees. You're going to lengthen your spine. One generous breath, inhale here, exhale, side out. You want to find that physical, mental, emotional equilibrium through the breath. And start to drop your chin towards your chest and then roll your head from one shoulder to the next. Opening up the sides of the neck, throat, back of the neck, upper back, shoulders, mid-back. A few more breaths here. And then after your few breaths, start to release those neck rolls. We'll shift into our boat pose. You have two options. You can take your hands right behind your thighs for extra support, or take your palms to face the ceiling. Lift your legs. You're activating glute strength, quad strength, core strength, and upper back. And you're balancing. So it's a combination of strength and balance. There's a lot going on here. So invite a generous breath. See what you prefer to support you. Now imagine there's a cord lifting your chest up towards the ceiling. Very helpful to visualize, to keep that spine long, and to keep your chest lifted. And he's shaking his spine. And then release. Lengthen both legs. Another core workout. Palms towards the ceiling. Slowly release. Tuck your chin towards your chest. It's important to protect your neck. Your feet can float off the floor. Hover here. And now drop your feet. Drop your head back. Take an inhale here. Exhale. Sigh it out. And then bring both soles of the feet together. We're shifting to a butterfly pose. Hands can frame your hips, palms up towards the ceiling, or you can rest your hands on belly, chest. You also have the option of lifting your arms up overhead, backs of the hands on the floor, elbows bent. Very purposely soften your body here, meaning you're relaxing your body. And something to activate your imagination here is just, you're seeing, how can I soften my body 10% more? It's very surprising that even though we're laying down, we'll still hold our bodies up in ways that we do not need to. And as we physically start to relax and physically start to notice that very intentional intention of softening the body, we can do that same thing mentally and emotionally as well. How to just create a little bit more space for those mental thoughts or those emotional charges, noticing where they land. How can you create some more space around that, just as you're creating some space in your physical body right now? Any yoga practice can be holistic. It's just about being intentional about the relationship with the physical, mental, emotional body. Soften down the spine to hips. Take a couple of really deep breaths. A sort of deep breath you can go back to at any time throughout your day, your week, to support you in centering yourself, returning yourself to your body. Take that big, generous breath. Notice how that is, what that experience is like, how it feels on your belly, your chest, your throat, nose, mouth. What feels great about it? What might feel uncomfortable about it? We always want to allow ourselves a spectrum of our experience. Good or bad, we're noticing both. Notice that quality of that deep breath, reacquaint yourself with it, and after a few breaths of that, you can allow your breath to go back to its natural rhythm. Another breath here or two, an intentional breath. And then start to grab or bend both knees, feet float off the floor, and then grab your feet with your hands. Lengthen one leg more than the other, bend both knees generously, lengthen both knees, rock to the left or the right. You want to get that final stretch from heels down to calves and hamstrings, hips and glutes around the lower back, even mid-back for rocking the left or right. Extending legs generously, both or one. Inhale, exhale. Start to release, and we'll transition to our final resting pose of the class, or Shavasana. So you're lengthening your legs out, palms face up towards the ceiling, backs of the hands on the mat. You can take intentional deep long breaths or allow your breath to go back to its natural rhythm, no control of the breath. Either option has their benefits. Notice you've been cultivating spaciousness and stillness throughout the class, and you can continue doing so in this last resting pose. Doing that as well as integrating your practice in ways that are very apparent to you, but also in ways that can be more ambiguous. That's the power of stillness and spaciousness. We're okay with navigating a little bit of uncertainty. We also benefit from the rewards of any insights as well. That is part of this holistic yoga practice. So as you're here, the only purposeful thing to really do is soften and relax your body a little bit further. So notice your forehead, jaw, and neck. These are areas we subconsciously tense up throughout our day. And then soften down the shoulders, the length of the arms, down to the wrist, palms, and fingertips. Perhaps imagine those fingertips float just a little bit more. And then soften the upper back, mid back, lower back, look down the length of your spine to your tailbone. Now down to your hips, behind your knees, ankles, and toes. Observe any thoughts and sensations without judgment, just notice. We'll start to shift our attention back to our breath. Invite the generous and leisurely inhale and exhale. Restore some movement to your fingertips and toes. Notice that stillness you've cultivated. You have the option of lifting your arms up overhead, inviting a full body stretch. You can also turn your body to the side, allowing it to remain heavy and relaxed. Do invite a generous breath, a leisurely breath. There is no hurry. And after another breath or two, we'll start to make our way up to our seated position. Moving slowly with your body, making those adjustments that make you comfortable. Once again, noticing that spaciousness and stillness you cultivated throughout the class. And then take a moment to appreciate yourself for taking a moment to pay attention to your physical, mental, emotional bodies. So on that note, we'll seal the class with an intentional breath. Let's take our hands in front of our heart center. Let's inhale here and exhale. And in the tradition of yoga, the highest in me sees the highest in you. May we walk with each other in gratitude.